My father started manufacturing methamphetamine when it was kind of new, particularly in California in the early 80s. I remember like there's always a shotgun behind the front door and people would come over, but I still felt like it was safe, you know? My brothers and sisters and I, we were cared for in terms of like we had the things that you need to be fed and clean and all of that stuff with Dad. At my mom's place, on the other hand, she was, I guess you say she's in the same business, but in that world, in that arena, a woman doesn't really control that environment. So it kind of ended up being like whoever the meanest dude was that was getting out of prison at the time that was gonna come into my mother's life and control this, you know, the flow of narcotics. That's who the boss was at Mom's house. The kids weren't a priority. Let me just put it like that. And there were dangerous things going on that the next day when you go to school and all the rest of the kids are talking about like Bart Simpson, and like the door got kicked in and you got tied up with phone cords last night and people were there to steal dope and money, but you can't say that to the kids that are talking about Bart Simpson, right? So there was this I knew that I was different. I knew that I was different, but the truth is, my circumstances were different. I can't let anybody see this, right? The feeling is I gotta hide this. You don't realize that you're locking yourself in that space with this shame that is harming you. This feeling of being flawed, though, of being like unacceptable, it leaves you like fucking needy, right? And needy's not a good look. It's not attractive. It's not. But more than that, like it leaves you vulnerable because people, you know, certain type of people see that in you. It's an opportunity for them. It's a weakness. You know, most people don't find themselves in a situation, especially when you're 15 years old, to be making a decision. That could have tragic results. 15-year-old kids ain't making decisions that are gonna send you to prison for the rest of your life. Unless there are like mitigating factors. You got somebody that is needy because they're broken, because they're hurt, because I had just about the worst role models that you could have for life, except that my life was taking me to a place where these are the freaking role models that I was gonna end up needing. I could tell the difference when I was a little kid, when somebody would come to the door, is this person here to buy dope? Or is this person here because, is it a more serious person? How are other people responding to them? I would pick up on those kinds of cues. And so like when people would come and I'm, you know, playing Nintendo or watching cartoons and they're saying, hey, can you go upstairs to get your mom for me? Yeah, you got $5? Right? Because I'm a kid growing up in a drug house. And so I'm hustling the people that come through the door the same way they're gonna get hustled when they get upstairs and they get poisoned for their money, right? But the dudes that would show up and I could tell like the atmosphere would change, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted to walk into a room and feel what that felt like. Because the dudes that I was looking up to, the way that they like had that effect on people, I learned what they did, right? What is it about this dude that is different from these other people that are coming in? It's really crude, but when it comes down to it, it's just aggression, intimidation. Like when I look in my toolbox, man, I got one tool, and that's to not feel vulnerable because I'm being aggressive. And so now you're on defense and you're vulnerable, and now I don't feel like I don't feel weak because you're the one that's now on defense, right? And so if that's the only tool you got, you learn to use it pretty good. But it's not adequate for, I guess, what I hoped I would encounter in life.